Welcome to this edition of the Alberta Rural Physician Action Plan podcast. For this episode, we're joined by Dr. RGorsche, a family physician in High River and skills broker for the Rural Physician Action Plan. Dr. Gorsche is going to tell us about the GEMS Enrichment Training Program for rural physicians and about some exciting changes that are coming for GEMS. So Ron, tell us a little bit about the GEMS program.
So GEMS it stands for General Emergency Medicine Skills for Rural Physicians, and it was designed as a program that rural physicians, especially those in remote areas, could access to improve their emergency skills in a remote emergency department.
How does the GEMS program work?
So originally, our plan was to we surveyed the physicians in rural Alberta, and asked them, what is it that you have the most difficulty with, in dealing with patients in the emergency departments at 2 a.m. on a snowy day when the roads are closed. And that got a good response because they came up with a number of emergencies which give all of us in the rural area a great deal of concern, and that was skills with resuscitation and dealing with specific emergencies. So we decided to develop a program that they could access. Initially, it was in DVD format that included video as well as didactic information on various emergencies. So we dealt with the ones you would expect, and now recently we've just developed an obstetrics module for emergency physicians. So these modules were modules that were outlined and chosen by the rural physicians as being an issue that they wanted to review, and we've done all we can to try and make them as complete as possible. We have pre and post testing of these modules, plus change in practice testing at a later date, so that they qualify for the highest of the credits that are handed out by the College of Family Physicians. They're called Main Pro C credits, and we've had those now for a number of years. We get two credits, which is 2 hours per module, and on top of that we have the assistance of STARS. So STARS develops simulations involving the use of our modules. They go to the small towns with hospitals with plenty of warning, and then they use our modules to run through the scenarios with physicians. And they found these quite helpful. They also receive credits for those hours that they spend with STARS. This tends to solidify the knowledge and give them some practical approaches to the information that we present in our modules. As well, we also had approval from the University of Calgary to allow the physicians, if they wish, to go into their anatomy department and practice on cadavers, performing certain procedures such as central veins access and IOs and thoracostomies. So the program was to try and improve as much as possible the skills with rural physicians, especially those physicians that find it difficult to leave their sites and at the same time need those skills in remote locations.
In addition to the current offerings within the GEMS program, I understand there are some new modules that have been developed.
So the two newest modules that we've developed are the first one was the injured child, and this is traumatic rollover of a quad and in a rural site. And this module was developed in cooperation in conjunction with the Alberta Children's Hospital Emergency Department and Simulation Department, with their expertise and their experts, and also the family physicians in rural Alberta, namely in High River, the Emergency Department. The Alberta Children's Hospital SIMS group came down to the hospital and with their pediatricians, and then we set up a module using live instead of dolls, which was quite different. So we were able to recruit a 10-year-old boy and his mother to act as patients and family, and we ran this module from the time the call came in to our department, emergency department, right to the disposition, and included a number of procedures which had to be done on this child, everything from arterial bleeds to chest tubes to shock and assessing the C-spine and airways. So it was quite involved and really was well received by not only the Children's Hospital but also by our physicians and really enjoyed producing it. And the second one, which we were just about to finish, is the obstetrical module, which involves the obstetrical emergencies which may occur in a rural hospital, everything from ectopic pregnancy to preeclampsia and eclampsia at the time of towards the end of pregnancy, and how this should be handled in the emergency department. And to this end, we've used rural obstetricians, fellowship obstetricians, to give us advice on the treatment and control of these emergencies in the rural emergency department. So these have been really different modules to do, because we've never done obstetrics, newborns, or children before. So we're actually looking forward to see how they're received.
What kind of time commitment are physicians looking at?
Most of the modules will take a couple hours. So you're looking at, depending on the physician, it might take you 1.5 to 2 hours to go through the module. And then the training, the simulation training with STARS and debriefing, maybe another 1 to 2 hours as well.
How does a physician in rural Alberta register for the GEMS program?
So any rural physician outside of Calgary and Edmonton can access the modules freely by going on the web page for our PAP and accessing it through physician CME services and to the enrichment program. The only requirement is that they be a rural physician and that they have a user name and a password, which is given to them by Rural Physician Action Plan at the time they register.
For more information on the GEMS enrichment program and how you can become involved, visit www.rpap.ab.ca/GEMS.